Yes, what's going on? Parkway Drive. Let's talk about albums. Let's talk about music. This one is going to be really controversial, but don't care. Bring it on. Let's rock and roll. I love this band. I've seen them live so many times. When I was a teenager, I kept, parents or sister or whatever taking me to see this band. Really proper, close to my heart band, Parkway Drive are. One of the best bands in the world, and let's talk about their albums. So they released Don't Close Your Eyes 2004. Okay, so like a lot of first albums, this is kind of getting out like the songs and the music that they're writing to find their sound, and it's very it's metalcore, it's deathy, it's cool. Not a lot stands out for me. I mean, if I'd say a couple of songs on here, I'd say I Watched. And there was definitely another one that I really... Don't Close Your Eyes. Those are the main two songs that I listened to on this album. It's actually quite a good album. It's very... They found a sound and they rolled with it. I struggled to find the variation in a lot of it, but I do like to listen back for a good time. So I'm going to put it in... I think I'm comparing it to the rest of Parkway Drive's albums, so we're going to go C. I might change these around at the end, depending how it all looks, but I'm just going off a limb. I don't know how this is going to finish. I have an idea. Okay, Killing with a Smile. Bosh. Now, okay, we found this sound. We found this vibe we're going for. Now let's push it. They kind of the kind of heavy choruses they have on this album are amazing. Songs like Mutiny, songs like The Romance is Dead, Guns for a Show, Guns for a Pro, It's Hard to Sleep Without a Tongue. They're all really good songs. Now, front to back, this album is consistent, and it's consistently really decent. It's not the best thing they're going to put out, but it's really... I'm going to put it on a B. I want to put it on A really badly, but it's because I know we've got some banging albums coming up. Okay, so they then dropped Horizons. Now, I think they kind of, every time, they kept stepping up, getting better, and then they kind of, I think they found out where they wanted to go, and they focused it on Horizons. Now, this album is so well written, so well polished. You've got, you can tell how songs like The Romance is Dead inspired them to write stuff like Idols and Anchors. And you can tell how songs like Mutiny with Pandora. Is Pandora on this album? It might be. No, it's not. Songs like Pandora and that influence the heaviness of songs like Boneyards and Dead Man's Chest. Every song on this album, I think, is near enough flawless. I think this is one of their best offerings they have, and obviously they got Carry On it, which I think is just fun and full of riffs, but it's not even one of my favourite songs of that album, but it's done so well. But yeah, it's got to go in S with songs like Feed 'Em to the Pigs, Boneyards, I guess Carry On, Dead Man's Chest, Moments in a Villian, and Frostbite. It's definitely that kind of heavy deathcore era of Parkway Drive, aka the kind of first three albums. This really peaked them. So they followed up with Deep Blue. Now, Deep Blue was actually had some really amazing songs on it. I mean, they had Deliver Me, right? Yeah, Deliver Me and Karma, and Home is for the Heartless. Those three songs are like three of the best Parkway Drive songs. The day they cut Home is for the Heartless out of their set, I think the first time they ever didn't close with Home is for the Heartless was at Reading Festival in 2016, and they were like, guys, we got one more song, and the whole audience was like, whoa. They went Bottom Feeder, and we were like, what? And then they literally haven't played it since. They may have, but I'm not okay with that, and I have a bitter taste on my tongue for Bottom Feeder ever since, because how dare you replace Home is for the Heartless with Bottom Feeder? Outside of that, those three songs are cool. They got Sleepwalker, which is obviously a big song as well, but I'd probably say it's about on par with maybe a bit above... well, it doesn't want to, so it's staying there. Killing with a Smile. That's where I kind of feel that Deep Blue is. And then they dropped Atlas. You've got Wild Eyes, you've got Dream Run, you've got Dark Days, you've got The River. I mean, so this is such an incredible album. And it kind of, people like to argue between Deep Blue and Atlas. Why? I'm sorry. I just feel like Atlas has the better songs on it. Everything's better, catchy, heavier. I mean, I feel like Karma suits this album more than it actually suits Deep Blue, in my personal opinion. This is something where they really come into their own when it comes into kind of like the breakdown, call out choruses. Like in Dark Days, there will be no future if we can learn from my mistakes. So also, obviously, you've got songs like Atlas and Sleight of Hand on this album. It's really well. Once again, this is one of those albums where it flows through really nicely and all the songs can join together as one. And I'm gonna put this in A. I don't know. I'm gonna. Yeah, we'll do A. We'll do A. All right, we get to that time where ding, 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 stuff gets controversial. I is the best Parkway Drive album. I said it. Said it. Sorry, I said it. I mean, it is, in my opinion, which I've just seen 2015. Wow, that's over 10 years ago. Okay, now hear me out. Progression of a band is such a massive thing, and obviously you don't expect bands to stick on the same sound, whereas a lot of people like them to. They don't. Now, when they released, was it Crushed or Vice Grip? Like, those two songs are amazing. You know, the music video of Winston turning around in a room when they're like going upside down. It's so phenomenal. Now, I think there's just something about how they kind of dialed down just being constantly heavy to basically becoming with a merge of singing, I guess, something a bit not lighter but different. And then they got like the new metal influences, like the verses in Crush, and they kind of mixed this all in and started really focusing on not just being blast and heavy the whole time, but kind of merging a lot of things in. And like Destroyer is like kind of like a melodic heavy song. Like the breakdown, it's like it's got the pattern and everything to be just like a heavy ass breakdown, but they're like, no, do you know what? Lead line, vibe, we're gonna do that. Amazing. Dying to Believe might arguably be my favourite song on this album, with the call outs like, "Thought a motherfucker, tell me how the hell do you sleep at night?" Like, that's just such good writing and it's really snappy. The chorus is catchy, and I feel like none of these songs are really overly long. I do have a problem with some songs when they feel like they add more to a song because they feel like it should, or double sections and it just gets too long. But I think every single part of this album is golden. Vice, so yeah, you got Destroyer, Dying to Believe, Vice Grip, Cross, Fractures, once again, amazing. Writing on the Rule, really bringing it down. I believe this song might have been used in Assassin's Creed or something. I don't know. I remember just singing this song, and I saw it live, and I wasn't expecting to play it at Download Festival or Reddit. I think it was Download, and that was so cool to see. I don't like Bottom Feeder because I got a bias against it because it replaces Homers for the Heartless in the set list, but it slaps. And yes, Sound of Violence, Vicious, Dedicated, and a Deathless song. Or was it a Deathless song used on Assassin's Creed? I can't remember. And then Jenna McDougall did joined on and I did a cover of, not the cover, she filled in the cleans. Dude, this album and everything this album kind of like stood for at the time, all it did for the band, insane. I think this was the biggest progression that they had. I would not change a single thing about this album. I think this is one of the like metalcore, deathcore great albums. Flicking on to where I saw someone put it a D. Like, who the hell do you think you are? Anyway, let's move on to Reverence. Reverence is where people say they turned into a stadium rock or stadium metal band. And, well, I mean, if you're in a band and your kind of goal is to be successful, then, well, yeah, you're kind of going to want to take your sound to a bigger stadium or stature to become a bigger band, I guess, but also you want to write what you want to enjoy. Also, they've done like heavy stuff for so long. That's just as heavy as you can go. They probably wanted to play around and start doing some stuff, which is more like, oh God, I don't want to say dad rock. I feel really weird saying this, but stuff that's more fun, catchy, sing-alongy, whatever. It's now we're talking about personal opinion. I like Wishing Wells a lot. I think when they released that song, I was very happy because I was like, yeah, this is cool. It's like a short story in a song. And when they opened up with it, such a good opener for the live sets and everything. Pray was a lot of fun. The Void was okay. I didn't really go back to it. It's okay. Personally, I just, shadow boxing kind of bored me. I remember not minding Hope You Rot, But if we're looking at how many songs on that album do I listen to compared to anything above it, it's not as many. So it's kind of on par with. I kind of listen to like. I go back to like two songs on Don't Close Your Eyes, and I go back to Wishing Wells and maybe Pray on this one. Okay, anyway, moving on. Darker Still, which they dropped in 2022. Okay, so Glitch got a lot of hate, and I quite like Glitch. I think that was a decent song. I also really liked, was it Darker Still, the song? Yeah. Um, I actually really liked the video for that, was cool, and I liked the song, and I was like, yeah, do you know what? I prefer this to like everything that was on Reverence, personally. But then they released the album. Ah, I love Parkway Drive. I'm sorry to say this, but I didn't like it. I felt like the lyrics were like there were some of those lyrics themes which just cringed me out a bit personally. Some of the lyrics I didn't think were very good. In my personal opinion, I mean it's weird. I don't want to say oh god, it feels weird saying like hip hop. I think because I'm focused on like lyricism or whatever. I feel like they tried to go really edgy with the lyrics. It didn't work out. I like to say the favorite song on the album, apart from Glitch, would be like Soul Beach because it's the heavy one. I don't revisit this album, and I'm Winston, Jeff, and yeah, I couldn't name them all, but I've forgotten it. Was it Pig? Um, God, damn, I used to be such a fanboy. I've got signed T-shirts and everything of them. I just don't really listen to this album or go back to it at all. So yeah, Parkway Drive. There you go. I'm happy with that list. Um, I feel like yeah. So, what do you guys think of Parkway Drive, and what do your albums? And yeah, I know this list is very controversial, and I'm very sorry. That's if I did more than like 12 views on this video. We'll see. Okay, so there you go. That's Parkway Drive. Let me know what your views are, what you think, what you hate me for, what you like, and who I should do next. So, cheers.